Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of Calibria Crystal Guardians. On this episode, I'm just going to do a real quick, just showing Colossus 12, Leviathan 12. I haven't attempted higher floors. I'll do that later, and I'll probably do it in a video. But from what I can tell of C12 and L12, Leviathan and Colossus, it's really nothing much. I mean, this is my team. I use the same exact team for C10 and C12. And it's a little bit slower, but it's relatively the same thing. For strategy and everything, for this guy, you want to do one of two things. Actually three. You have three main ways to do this. Main ways. And then obviously you can go other ways out of it. So, separately, individual. But the main three ways is either out tank it. So you're going to be big, tanky healers, all that kind of thing. It's going to be really, really slow, but it could be good. It could work reliably. Then you have stuff like Shaman, which is kill at 50% HP and just a bunch of nukers. That's probably going to be the fastest way. And then the third way is blocking passives. So blocking the passives is the third way. The second way is something like Shaman. And then obviously just tank it. Just take all the damage, debuff the boss, and slowly kill him. That's the basic three ways you can do it. I'm just going to start this up while it's going. This team right here, I can tweak, move things around. You don't need these specific units by any imagination. Medusa just helps by obviously doing her stun. Spider Queen just helps speed up the run. Succubus speeds up the run. Yeah, you got to target the boss. It's annoying as hell. The mid boss or whatever. But it's really easy. Monkey King is not necessary. Medusa is not necessary. You can do it with different types of units. It's all about those three main strategies that I said. So as long as you can do one of those three main, it's really, really easy. So I brought Succubus because she nukes for damage, Monkey King just for the passive block and attack break, both of which are really, really helpful. You could swap out the Medusa for a bigger damage dealer, which would probably speed up this run. Spider Queen doing 140,000 damage. That'll work, I guess. So this team right here, not even close to the fastest team. It's a reliable team, not a fast team. Is still under a minute. So I mean, if you're wanting a fast-ish team, you can do something similar to this. You can swap out those. You can put in Vampire. And I'm not going to run it with this. I'm just, theory crafting, I guess you could say. You could do that. Who could be another one? You could do it with him. He could be a good one instead of Vampire if you want. I think he would actually be better for the boss than Vampire. Though the Vampire is not a bad option either. You could do something like that. And where is he? Right there. You could do something like that. And you could replace her with Lich King or any other AoE hard-hitting nuker. And she's just there for extra damage against the boss. She's really not necessary. She's just a leader skill, and that's about it. So those kinds of things. I mean, you could bring healers. You could bring other support. I mean, it's just entirely up to you how you do it. You could do something like Shaman and, I don't know, you could do Lich. Like, that could work. Tons and tons of damage. He puts his curse on everything. She defense breaks. And they just nuke the crap out of everything. So there's that. For Leviathan, now, like I said, I'm going to try to speed through these explanations. For Leviathan, you have, like I said, you have basically three main ways to beat it. You can do the Shaman, puts a curse, pops at 50% if you can do it really, really fast. But you have to have really good units, really strong hitting. That's possible, entirely possible, but that's much later game for most people. You can't really accomplish that early on, or without like some really good runes. The second one is actually not so much the passive block, which is a thing. I do like, blocking the passive just because it's annoying. But the second one would actually be Medusa. People don't realize it, but the towers, the eyes or whatever those things are called, next to the boss can be stunned or stoned, specifically in hers, petrified. So she petrifies the towers, so the boss never gets immunity. That's the key to this team right here. He keeps the team going as fast as possible. She petrifies the tower, and then it's easy from there. I mean, it's really, really simple after that. So those are the two first faster options is super speed nuke with the shaman. The second one is control the towers and nuke the boss. The third one is tanky again. Just build a tanky team that can strip the buff, or a tanky team with heal and cleanse, target the right tower, kill the right tower so that you stop it from ever dropping the immunity, or just kill it when it drops immunity, go after the boss, strip its buff, and just go from there. I mean, that's realistically the only things that you have to worry about is that, more or less. Just that, I guess. Well, yeah, that petrify is that's the skill that really, really is necessary for that boss. That's Spider Queen kill. Yeah, there we go. You see that right eye right there? Let's pause it real quick. This one right here, erase all boss negative status effects, grant immunity for 3 turns. That is what gives everybody a huge difficulty. Now, let's turn it. You see how that eye right there is stoned? You see that little stone underneath it? That is meaning he's not going to do anything. That eye can't use the cleanse. So it's frozen. It can't do anything. So this team can keep going. I mean, my run time's going to go up by like 20 or 30 seconds or whatever that I was talking. But you'll see what I mean by it can't do anything. The boss will still have all of these debuffs. See? He does some damage, but the Monkey King's putting attack break, so it reduces how much he does. And the left tower is also petrified, so they're not going to be dropping a whole bunch of poisons, so the boss doesn't do that extra damage, and the boss is dead. I mean, as soon as he goes, he's dead. And there you go. You have those 3 main ways to do it. Just, like I said, go with those. One of those 3 routes, you can pick any number of teams for those. For a tanky team, you can use stuff like Selene, Elven Queen, you got Necro. You have so many options. You can use Arthur. He's a pretty good healer, and he's only a nat 4. I mean, you can craft Necro, Selene, and Elven Queen depending upon if you can get them or not. Golem could be a good one just for tanking, putting up a shield to protect your team. Fallen Angel is a very, very commonly used one because he's completely immune to debuffs if he's skilled up. And he has a skill too that cleanses your whole team and does extra bonus damage. So he's really good. I already showed you Medusa. Vampire, like I said, is also good for blocking passives. You have Goblin. As weird as it is, if you can defense break him, and he's commonly used in the Shaman teams, because the Shaman puts the curse down, Succubus attack buff, defense breaks, and then Goblin does his major HP damage nuke, and it just insta-kills the boss just about. He could be decent just as like a buff, like a passive buffer. She could be good to help clear that first floor. Instead of Spider Queen, you could use the Flame Spirit for both C and no, Colossus and Leviathan. You could use Abyss Lord. He is good for ripping off the immunity from the Leviathan and debuffing everybody. You can put him on Desperation, which would mean you could stun the side towers. Lich helps speed up the run. Ogre could also do the same thing. He could reduce the energy of everybody. And I already showed you with the Demonic Swordsman. So there's just a bunch of a bunch of units that you could use to put together to make that kind of team. And there's so many different variations of the teams. Just fit together depending upon what kind of team you want to see. And depending upon what kind of team you want to see, whether it's a tanky team, a shaman speed nuke team, or a passive type of team, or in the case of Leviathan, a stun team. You can use other ones other than Medusa. She isn't the only one that can stun the right tower. You could just go straight for the right tower, stun it, and then target the boss. Or you could just, because Demonic Swordsman also has a stun on his kit too. This skill right here can stun. So you could use him as a partial stunner for that right tower, which would work. I mean, if you want to do it, use him for the stun. It works. But with that, guys, I'm going to get going. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm really trying to grow the channel, and I'm hoping to reach out a bigger audience. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys next time.